Good afternoon. Welcome to Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. The chat is up and running. How's everyone doing today? It is 59 degrees in Michigan. Okay. I'm wearing shorts. It's really nice out. A light breeze, 59 degrees. Makes you feel like spring really is right around the corner. All right. First off, I got to apologize for yesterday's poll. I never closed it out. I don't know what my problem is with this stuff. I really don't. Should I be doing a daily poll? All right, I'll try it again. Sharon, how are you? Glad to see you're back in action. It is Ash Wednesday, right? Well, yesterday I had a poll and people were in it, but I forgot to close it out. I got to get in the habit of doing this stuff, right? I need to start a poll at the beginning of the show, and then I have to remember to end the poll before the show ends. Teaching me to do new things is really difficult. Some days, anyways. So the show is called Afternoon Chat. It's Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The show without a script, without an agenda. The guest stars of this show are the people in the chat. Everybody shout out Sharon in the chat, a brave soul. Life is good. This is a free show. There's no midstream ads, no sponsors, no commercials. I'm not trying to chase you down and tackle you by the wallet. Not coming out with a line of merch. Not doing anything that's going to cost you money. However, if you want to be able to chat, you're going to need to get into youtube.com and download that Discord app. According to my analytics, 85% of the people that watch this show watch it on TV. They use another device, their phone, a tablet, a computer, in order to chat. I'm told that the latest smart TVs have the ability to chat built into them, and you just use your TV remote, but I haven't seen it. And I'm not telling you to go buy a new TV, okay? Just not going to happen. How's Bill doing today? Marvelous. Tell him Ghost said hi. And so did Crumbelina, by the way. She was over here Saturday night. We did Subway for dinner. So what's on your mind today, Sharon? What do you want to talk about? I've been watching Tom Grassi. Those of you that haven't looked him up, he's on YouTube. He's doing a charity stream, a 24-hour live stream. And I believe he's going to go 7 days in a row. It's a charity fundraiser that he does every year. The charity changes, but the fundraiser remains the same. I was watching him since Sunday at 4 o'clock. Other than checking on Nancy Guthrie, I haven't really been watching much of anything else. Yeah. I got family members that go through the same thing. Yeah. Yeah. You put a positive on one nipple and a negative cable on the other, right? Jump start them back into rhythm, right? It's not too complex a procedure, actually. I got an uncle that lives out in Seattle, and it seems like he gets it done about every 2 or 3 years. For some reason, his heart just gets out of rhythm. Most of my family is on blood thinners in old age. Most of them are on Eliquis for AFib. I don't know if you know, but Crumbelina just had a procedure done last year for her AFib, where they go into like the heart muscle itself, and they create some scar tissue, which inhibits the AFib feeling. I don't really understand it. I'm not a doctor. Go figure. But yeah, it's unsettling when your heart's not beating in the right rhythm and you're not feeling normal. It's very stressful, very unsettling. Makes perfect sense to me. Hopefully, it'll be an in and out, and he'll be good to go. We missed you on Tuesday. Looked for you at breakfast. You weren't there. And I checked, and they won't let you into bingo. They said it's only for current residents. I was really trying to get you into bingo. Crumbelina said it's not her rule. I tried it the one time. It's not my gig. So what else is going on? I've been watching Tom Grossi and keeping tabs on Nancy Guthrie. The kidnappers are trying to imply that she's in Mexico now, and I'm not sure I'm buying that. Well, it's only got to work once to get him back into the right rhythm, right? I was thinking about I'll probably get on Google Maps tonight, and I'll probably go through that Tucson area and try to find a school or a church that's been closed down. Just a hunch I got. I just want them to find the woman. I don't care if they find her in Tucson or in Mexico, as long as they get her back safe. Well, if worse comes to worse, you can always hook him up to the van battery and shock him yourself. Let's think positive, and it's going to work tomorrow. You could try telling this doctor that you want a remote control. A buddy of mine, he was in my band. He had Parkinson's, and they put something in his brain, and they gave his wife a remote control. I don't know how it worked, but she liked it. He does something or says something you don't like, you just zap it, right? But yeah, back on this Nancy Guthrie thing, I just want them to find her, you know. But for some reason, I'm thinking that there's a closed and abandoned school or church in the area. For some reason, I'm thinking that makes sense. Yeah, I'm setting myself on fire. No big deal. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I'm burning. Yeah, something ain't right. And there's something that makes me believe that she's still in the local area. They're throwing in the international thing just because the border is there and it's handy. You know, I still think the FBI is stumbling around in the dark, clueless, due to their leader. Kash Patel. Ugh. But I was just going to go on Google and try to find a school or a church that was closed down, that was abandoned, something on the outskirts of town. But I honestly believe the key is the fast food drive-thrus in the area. There's no way these people are compassionate. There's no way these people are cooking for her. And in order to keep her alive, they've got to feed her every day. I'm thinking that they're sending one of their crew through the drive-thru every day and getting her food. I was thinking a church or a school that's abandoned, that's got maybe a basement. It would still have some power going to the building, some water going to the building. But something, I don't know, basement just stays right in my mind. And I was thinking an abandoned industrial building. But I looked through their industrial sections of Tucson, and it's too heavily populated. I'm thinking an abandoned school or a church with a basement. I have no clue. I'm just guessing. But with $100,000 reward, if I came up with an address, I'd send an email. Hey, when you get a chance, check this building, you know? Well, TMZ just got a new demand letter today. Now they say they want, instead of Bitcoin, they want cryptocurrency. This person or persons that are doing this appear to be very tech savvy. I'm thinking a real estate broker or a former teacher. Yeah, I just saw it just before I started the live stream. I was watching Don Rogers have a beer, and I almost started drinking before the stream. Don Rogers is a character that Tom Grossi plays. But I did not have a beer. Okay. I'm on my Gatorade. I'm being a good boy, as always. I try to be a good boy so that I can shock my sons. And they say, you know, it took him 68 years, but he's finally, you know, flying straight. I'm hoping B is okay. She was sick yesterday. And I hate when I get sick. It's horrible. That ties into that charity that Tom Grossi is working for. He's raising $1 million for him. It's to undo medical debt in the United States. There's like $200 billion worth of unpaid medical debt in the United States. It's the leading cause of bankruptcy in this country. All because for-profit healthcare does not work. It's immoral. It's unethical. Yeah, I'll tell her. But yeah, we need to go to a single payer system in this country so that we can control medical costs. It shouldn't cost you $8,000 a day to go to the hospital. That's obscene. In my opinion. With a single payer option, we can force the entire medical industry to open up their books. Once we force them to open up their books, then we can set our own prices and say, this is what we're going to pay for a hospital stay. This is what we're going to pay for an outpatient surgery. This is all that we're going to pay for this drug or that drug. Instead of asking, we can be telling with a single payer system. If you don't open up your books and participate in the system, you're not going to be in business. Plain and simple. But when they're charging $600 for an EpiPen, that's ridiculous. The American taxpayer is paying for the development of all of those drugs. Our grant money pays for the research and development of all of those drugs. And then for them to be able to say, well, let's just jack the price up 10 times and become rich. It's immoral. This is healthcare. For profit makes no sense, in my opinion. Exactly. When we open up the books and we see how they've been ripping us off, we can set a realistic price, and that's what we're going to pay. Without the single payer system, you can't do it. You can't force a company to open up its books and show you what their actual cost is and how much their profit margin is. In order to see those books, you've got to have the single payer option. It doesn't have to be Medicare for all. It could be any one single payer. But we need to ensure all Americans, not just some of us, all Americans. All of us need health care forever. We need that as an amendment to the Constitution where we can't lose it in the future. This planet is never going to run out of greedy people. Okay? It's never going to run short on those people. And those people look at this and they say, oh, if I'm the only one selling the EpiPen, I can charge whatever I want for it. Who cares if it saves lives? It's immoral. And now we got measles trying to make a comeback in this country. In a country where not everyone has health care, measles is flourishing. Makes no sense at all. Yeah. The facets of greed are never ending either. It's hard for people to grasp what they're doing, but the latest one I heard of is they came up with a cure for hemophilia. That's where your blood won't clot in a simple paper cut and you could bleed to death theoretically. They finally came up with a cure, but they priced the cure at $3.5 million. I'm sorry, but that's absurd. If it's a cure, it should be free. Cure all the people. Eliminate the problem as soon as you can. It shouldn't be for profit, but their opening price was $3.5 million. The one before that was hepatitis C. They have a cure for hepatitis C, but they charge $80,000. It's a cure. It should be for free. When you are buying a medication that is not a cure, but it is simply treating your symptoms or easing nausea or something like this, I understand you want to make a profit on that. Okay, get a little bit of profit. You don't have to send every doctor in the country to the Bahamas to go marlin fishing. If it's a cure, it should be free, and you should cure the people instantly. But you'd have to have a conscience, okay? And when greed takes control of a human being, the conscience gets locked in the closet. At least that's the way it appears to me. Normal human behavior is perplexing, to say the least. Well, it's normal human behavior to lash out when you have anxiety. You want to lash out at others. Lashing out is fine as long as it's verbal. When it starts getting physical, now you're breaking the laws of society. When I want to lash out, I can stand in my front yard and I can yell at my neighbor, but I can't walk over and hit him in the mouth. If I walk over and hit him in the mouth, he's going to call the law and I'm going to go to jail for assault. It's normal human behavior to lash out, but our society has a set of laws and rules. And we've all got to stay within those boundaries. I was researching a book, and I found out that war is normal human behavior. War. I stopped writing the book because of that. My theory was if all the human beings are doing it, it must be normal human behavior. I can't justify normal human behavior and justify war. That makes no sense. But if you research war, it's normal for humans to do this. It doesn't fall into the abnormal category. It falls into the normal category, which is just freaky as hell. I had titled the book Understanding Us. And my premise was that if human beings are doing this, this must be normal. And when I found out that war didn't fit into the abnormal category, there are abnormal tendencies within the war itself, yes. Some abnormal behavior does come out, but the war itself is normal based on the frequency that it happens throughout time with human beings. They're lashing out. We all lash out from one point to another, husbands and wives. Every once in a while they fight. One of them feels a need to lash out. The other is the closest person around, and oh, you're the victim. Normal human behavior. It's crazy. I'm not going to write a book that justifies war and says war's okay because everybody's doing it. Sorry, that's not the book I wanted to write. I quit writing that book and I started this show instead. Well, you got to do something with your time, right? Sometimes you research things and you find out information that disagrees with your own thought process. Sometimes the research pans out and you're thinking, well, I was wrong. Well, that's your proof that you're a human being. You're making mistakes. You're a human being. It's what we do. It is normal for a human being to make mistakes. It's normal for a human being to learn from those mistakes and not repeat them. Okay? But yeah, I couldn't write a book that was trying to justify war. It's just, that's not what I was trying to do. I got my first book published and I thought, oh, this is a little easy. Not so fast, Slick. Slow down. I need to do more research before I decide to write the book. Lesson learned. I had decided to write the book and then I tried to do the research and nothing correlated. It didn't gel. It didn't come together in my mind the way it did in my mind. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, people have issues. Plain and simple. The number one issue I see with human beings is controlling their fears. That's all it is when you watch the news in the United States. It's all, how much can I scare people today? You've all seen the taglines, mother in a coma, 2 children missing, story at 11. We all tune in at 11. We've been trained. They scared us. Whose mother? Why is she in a coma? Who took her kids? We need to know these things, right? They scared us. Now we got to find answers. It's pathetic. They're not telling you all the good deeds that are done every day. They're going to tell you one guy shot up a department store, and then you got to have that blasted to you on every channel up until somebody else shoots up another business. All right. Thanks, Sharon. Love you, dear. Take good care of Bill. He's worth saving. You got to have your patience to go to the VA hospital anymore. I'm telling you. You just do. Any type of medical care, you got to have your patients with you. If you go to an emergency room in America, you may as well figure you're going to be there for 6 hours. Minimum. I don't care if you just needed 3 stitches. You're looking at 6 hours. That's the way they got the system working. It's probably going to work out to $2,000 per stitch. I'm serious. $10 days in the hospital in America can cost you $80,000. $8,000 a day. That's ridiculous. Thanks, Sharon. I'll see ya. She's a good egg, friend of the show. So what else do you guys want to talk about? Well, the poll's looking good. We're getting votes. Now, if I can just remember to take it down before the end of the show. Yeah, I don't have a script, folks. Okay. No script, no agenda. Every day I get on this show 5 days a week. I'm just winging it. We can talk about anything you guys want to talk about, provided we stay within the community guidelines established by YouTube. What would life be without rules, right? We've got to have a modicum of rules, right? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how the poll goes when I don't shut it down. I don't know what happens with that information. I'll get Crumbleina to look it up. But it gives some people something to do as soon as they get in the chat. Whether they remain in the chat or not is it's not required, you know. YouTube sends me stickers telling me I'm doing a great job. I believe them. It's hard for me not to believe that I'm great. Shouldn't it be? They just, I keep reaching these little milestones, minuscule as they are, but they send me like a little sticker says, great job, 50 subscribers. Or, I put shorts up and I see some of them get hundreds of views, and I'm like, well, that's got to help. And then they send me a little sticker saying, oh, your shorts really helped. Okay. I'm making some more videos right now. We'll see. It's probably going to be the middle of next month before I'm ready to post them. I have to get better at making the videos, first off. Yeah, I need to improve there. I'm not that good. When it comes right down to it, I'm not the producer or the director that I always thought that I could be. I have some shortcomings in this area. It's okay. I'll get past them. I'll deal with it. My production crew did not come in today. Go figure. Neither did the makeup artist. Sorry, this is as pretty as I'm going to get. So what do you guys want to talk about? What's on your mind today? As soon as I get off the stream today, I'm going for a walk. I told you I'm wearing shorts today. It's nice out. 59 degrees with a light breeze. The snow's melting. You can see the grass. And it doesn't look as dirty as it did when all that black snow was out there. Or black covered snow, I should say. But yeah, it's nice out there, so you got to take advantage while you can. It is supposed to rain today, but I don't mind walking in the rain. A light rain, if it's a heavy rain, I'll find something better to do. But if it's just a light rain, I'll put on a hat and go. Fortunately, I'm drip dry. Eventually, I'll dry out. I don't melt when I get hit with water. Oh yeah, I should put Tom Grossi. Yeah. Tom Grossi is on YouTube. If you look him up, he's doing a charity stream this week. It's worth looking up. It's worth checking out. He's got a wonderful community of people, 1 million subscribers, and the guy's downright funny. I like him anyways. I like his brand of comedy. I find him very entertaining. But what he's doing for charity is to relieve medical debt in the United States, which is massive. So it's over $200 billion. And every dollar of that is destroying some Americans' credit. It's hampering their life. It's holding them back. And they're making payments. And the one that Tom is doing, the charity that he's doing this week is to undo medical debt. Medical debt isn't like buying a car. You know, you didn't go down there and say, oh, I'll take that newest Mustang. I'll look good in that. It could be an accident. It could be a traffic accident that you come up with medical bills from. A disease, who knows what. But if you get a chance, check out Tom Grossi. That's all I'm saying. Don't know the guy. I'm just a fan. Okay. It's not a commercial when you're plugging a friend. It's not a paid endorsement. Okay. And just because you look up Tom Grossi doesn't mean you have to give him money. Okay. He also is doing a free show, which is why I'm willing to give him a plug every day this week. So what do you guys want to talk about? What's on your mind? I'm going to do a chicken sandwich for dinner. I bought a what do you call those? A rotisserie chicken yesterday. It was darn good. And I had some leftovers, so I'm going to polish that off for dinner tonight. I'm just going to make a chicken sandwich. I want to eat light. It's very warm here. I'm running the air conditioner in here today. In the middle of February. Yeah. Crazy. It was hot in here. I have to keep the apartment closed up while I'm doing the podcast because the microphone picks everything up. Yeah, it's a good microphone. I'm not complaining about it, believe me, but it's, you know, the bottom line is all that background noise would get sucked into the microphone and be amplified around the world. There's no point in doing that. Yeah, so the new videos I'm trying to do are writing song lyrics. It entertains me. Okay. But it'll be original content. That's what I'm looking for. Original content that I can put out will help bring more people to my channel. Supposedly. That's what they tell me. We'll see. But I got to work on it for like a month. I'm going to create a playlist for it. Song lyrics for public domain. I'll entitle it One Line at a Time. And they'll be free for anybody and everybody to use. That's the point of making them public domain. Yeah, Spectrum's playing games. My TV's buffering. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I'll back out of it and get back into it. See if that's... There we go. And I don't know what Spectrum's problem is, but I'm ready to trade them in. I'm looking for something better, that's for dang sure. They're just not, I don't know, not what I would call the Cadillac of internet access. In my opinion, they're more like the Pinto. Could blow up and break down at any time. Personal opinion, based on my personal experience with them. Corporation-wise, I see them doing all kinds of bad stuff. Robocalls and all this crap. I don't know why these corporations do this stuff. It makes no sense. It's the same thing with Coke and Pepsi. The first bots I found in the live chat were from Coke and Pepsi. Why are these major corporations creating bots? They don't need the name recognition. That's been established over the last 50 years. So it makes no sense for them to be creating bots, but they are. And then they're unleashing them on chat, on live chat. Why? What can they possibly gain from that? What makes that a good, sound business decision? I don't see it. I think it makes them a pest. Okay. That's what I think of bots in a chat room, is they're nothing but a pestilence. Personal opinion. Feel free to jump in the chat and disagree. That's why the chat is active, is so that you guys can get in and out as you see fit. I don't know why, for some reason, the bots come with the Discord. But I've only had a few. Well, one of the first things I had to learn to do was how to kick a bot out of the chat and block them. I didn't want to do it. They forced me. But I'm only kicking out bots. I'm not kicking out people. There's a difference there somewhere. You got to sort it out. Just like the rest of life, you got to sort it out. Yeah, I'm going to eat light tonight, and I got a giant donut left. Sucker's probably, I don't know, yay big around and yay thick. I got it from Fat Tuesday. Got to eat it today. That'll be my snack tonight. My reward for being good. I get good snacks. Yeah, Crumbelina, I'll get her to look up these polls and find out what happens to them. I have no idea. But every time I put one up, people vote. So I wrote the poll question today. Should I be doing a daily poll? And the answer is yes, thus far. Gotta keep it real. That's my job. I really love doing this show. The more people I get in here, the faster the day goes. But if you get a chance, look up Tom Grassi this week. I'll plug him on every show this week. Well, he's doing things for charity. That doesn't count as a commercial. You know, the commercial, somebody's making profit. You know, nobody's making profit off of this. But yeah, I'm going to go for a nice walk today, come back, make my chicken sandwich, and smoke myself into oblivion while I'm watching Tom Grassi. He's doing a Don Rogers impression. You got to see it to understand. He does all these characters in his show called Scripted. I watch his shows all the dang time. Well, every Friday night I watch his Q&A, almost every Friday. But he's got a good community of people. And it ties in with what I've been telling you is the good guys still outnumber the bad guys. I don't care how much negative shit you see on TV. The good people are out there every day and they're on the job. You can rely on them. We do rely on them. We depend on them and they're there day in and day out. People are good. I was a table games dealer in Vegas for 33 years. People would walk by in the casino. They'd stop by. They'd gamble, play blackjack, craps, or roulette with me. We'd get to visit. I really liked meeting all those people. I got used to it. Minimum of 100 people a week. I think I probably met close to 1 million people. Somebody asked me the other day how much money I paid out as a dealer over that 33-year career. I'm estimating it was in excess of $1 billion. With a B, billion. Most people don't realize how much money that actually is. Until you sit down and count it, you don't realize. Back in the day, I was working at Circus when they were the leading gaming company in the world. And I worked in something they called soft count. I counted the monies that were taken in on a daily basis for the table games, all of the table games. I was actually locked in a room for 8 hours and counted $1 million with 3 other people. It took 4 of us 8 hours to count 1 million. Most people don't realize how much money that actually is until you try to count it. Then you realize that's a hell of a lot of money. All those years in a casino business, and it educated me about a lot of things. Dealing with people is one. It's hard to deal with people because everyone has their own perspective. They see things in their own light. It's hard to see things from someone else's perspective. You really got to take a minute and think about it. But I enjoyed working in the casinos, raised my kids, you know. But now I like this better. I don't have to take people's money. When I was working in the casino and they lost, I had to take their money. I was able to pay out a lot of money too, but taking their money when they lose was not fun. People work hard for their money. But it gave me, I think, the experience I need for this job. But all of those years meeting all of those people, they were all nice. So when I watch the news and they try to imply that there's a bad guy on every corner in America that's been plotting to hurt me for his whole life, it's quite easy for me to say, bullshit. That's not true. One person was bad yesterday and he's all over the news. 340 million people in this country. One was bad. Doesn't make us all bad. I'm sorry, but it don't. One was bad and he's the only one on the news. They're using that to scare you. They're implying or insinuating that crime is on every corner because that gets you to keep on clicking into their news. You've got to find out what corners to avoid, right? Scare tactics meant to control and manipulate people. They want to divvy you up into smaller groups, which makes you easier for them to control and manipulate you. The best example I can give you is Republican and Democrat here in the United States. They divvy them up into groups. You're not a human being. You're either a Republican or you're a Democrat. I got you into a smaller group. Now I'm going to tell you that other group is out to get you. The only way you can save your group is you got to be out to get them. Control and manipulation by use of your fears. That's what it amounts to. Yes, Republicans and Democrats do disagree on many things. But they're not out to get one another. Are you sitting around plotting plotting to hurt other people? Normal people aren't doing this. They want you to think they are your enemy, but they're not. If you're an American, your fellow American is not your enemy. I don't care who tells you they are, they're not your enemy. I'll take that even further. If you're an American, your Canadian neighbor is not your enemy. Your Mexican neighbor is not your enemy. They're your allies. They're on your team. So when someone is on TV and they're telling you to be afraid of those Mexicans, to be afraid of those Canadians, what are they trying to do? Divvy you up into smaller subgroups. And then they want one group to fight the other. Let's cause a conflict. The conflict is not necessary. They made it up out of nothing. Your neighbors are not your enemies. Foreign governments are your adversaries. In the case of a war, they would be your enemies. But you're not at war. When you're not at war, you don't have enemies. You have adversaries. People that disagree with you. But that doesn't make them evil. It makes them different. Different is not bad. You don't know. Different cultures. One culture isn't superior to the other. They're just different, not the same. If you're an American and your TV is telling you that your fellow American is your enemy, that person on your TV is not telling you straight. Your fellow Americans are not your enemies. You rely on them every day. You just don't know their names. I can prove it to you. Get up, go hit your light switch. Did the light come on? Do you know all the people who work at the power company? I don't know their names, don't know any of them, but I know that I can rely on them. I know that I can depend on them every stinking day. When I flip that switch, that light comes on. When it doesn't, I can call them and they're going to get right on it and get my power fixed quickly. Same thing with the water company. I go out here in the kitchen, I can turn on the faucet and I got clean drinking water. I don't know any of them guys that work at that water company. Don't know any of their names, but I depend on them. I rely on them every single day. And guess what? They're always Johnny on the job. What if they were a Republican? What if they were a Democrat? How would I know? Why would I care? So tell me again why I'm supposed to hate those people? When they're dependable and reliable and they add to my quality of life, you're on TV and you're telling me to hate them. Makes no sense. I love them. They give me options. They improve my life. If you live in an average sized city and you want to go out to dinner tonight, you're going to be relying on the traffic signals working, the other drivers obeying the laws. For the most part, they do. So why again are you supposed to hate them? Oh, well, get back on track. We're going to a restaurant. I need the cook, I need the waitress, I need the dishwasher to all be on the job. And guess what? They're on the job at every one of those restaurants. So I have a multitude of options. Where do I want to go to dinner? Do I want to go to mom and pop's diner? Do I want to go to a chain? Do I want fast food? Do I want fine dining? I have options. All those options give me a quality of life. If I lived 50 miles from the middle of nowhere, I had no options to go to dinner tonight other than what I hunt and what I fish, what I grow in my garden. My options diminish, my quality of life diminishes. As I have more options, I have a greater quality of life. I'm depending on all you other people to go out and do your jobs. And guess what? You do it every single day. Every day. I can rely on it. I can go to Chinese food if I want. I can go to Italian. I can go to Brazilian. I can go to Mexican. I've got options. My life is grand. When you don't have options, it's harder to find that quality of life. You have to work harder when you have fewer options. You have to do everything yourself. So this America First agenda makes no sense when I need and can rely on other people. And it gives me a greater quality of life. If I want to go to Korean barbecue, I can go to Korean barbecue. So why am I supposed to hate those Koreans? Makes no sense. They're giving my life options. They're improving my life. And I am just as dependent on them as they are on me. All human beings are codependent on other human beings. That's where we get our quality of life. That's why we have cities. If you live in the middle of nowhere and you don't have electric power, it's wintertime now. It gets dark by 6:30. Your night's ending early, son. If you live in the middle of nowhere and you don't have running water, guess what? You've got to go down to the creek and get water and sterilize it, clean it somehow so that you can drink it and wash your dishes with it. And I got ease of life because of all the other human beings around me. All that easy stuff, like being able to walk over and turn on the faucet, makes my life enhanced. It makes my life better. My life has improved over the guy that's living in the middle of nowhere, doing everything by himself. I can get people to cook for me. I can get people to clean for me. I can get people to help me. If you're living in the middle of nowhere and you ain't got a neighbor for 50 miles, who's going to help you? Life gets a lot harder without other people, doesn't it? So tell me again why you want America first, why your Canadians and your Mexican neighbors aren't good enough to be on your team. When they enhance your life every day, they give you options. When you walk out your front door, how many things can you go and do? Can you run errands and pay bills? Well, yeah. Can you go to a movie? Yeah. Restaurant? Yeah. Can I go bolt? Yeah. I got thousands of options because of the thousands of other human beings. If I want to make this an exclusive club and not let any of those other human beings in, my life gets more difficult. I have fewer options. It is stupid to think America first is the right way to go. It should be an inclusive. I want all the neighbors I can get. I want all the options I can get. The more options I have, the better quality of life I have. And I get my options from people I don't even know their names. Thank God for all the people that work at the power company, all the people that work at the automotive factory, all the people that mine oil and gas and all the things that give me quality of life. I appreciate all of those people. Tell me again why I'm supposed to hate them. It makes no sense to hate them. They're my best friends I haven't met yet. I depend on them every day, and they're always there. I love other people. I respect other people. I want more people to move in my town because I want more options. It gives me a greater quality of life. The guy that's on TV telling you to hate one another and to fear one another is not your friend. The only way to shut him up is to stand shoulder to shoulder with every other human being on the planet. When we're all on one team, that guy on the TV that's telling you to fear and hate one another is going to disappear. He'll be out of there. Good things happen every day, and the good things that happen every day come from other people, other human beings. My friend Crumbelina, 5 months ago, she was out running errands. She locked her keys and her phone in her car. stranded the other side of town. No hope. She couldn't even call a locksmith to come get her into the car. Her phone was in there. If she wanted to make a call, she had to borrow someone else's phone. A good Samaritan comes out of the middle of nowhere, a total stranger she's never met before in her life. What's your problem, young lady? She tells him. He says, let me help. He drives her to her home so that she can get her spare keys, and then drives her back to her car so that she can get into it, get to her phone, and finish out her day. The guy wouldn't even take gas money. Truly a good Samaritan. And surprise, it was not on the news. That's happening all over this planet every day, day in and day out. Human beings are helping one another. They're working together. They're collaborating. I can prove it to you. Look outside your front door. Everything that you see that is man-made is your bona fide proof. That's your evidence that the human beings before you put their differences aside long enough to work together and build great things. You got an office building in your town? One man did not build that. A group of men built that. You got a car sitting in your driveway? One man did not build that. A group of men built that. They put their differences aside and worked together, and they built great things. Machinery, buildings, roads, everything. Everything that is man-made is your bona fide proof that your success comes from working together with other people. I don't care what task you're trying to achieve. I don't care what your goals are. The thing you need the most is other human beings to help you. If you get enough human beings, your workload is lessened, and the speed at which you achieve all your goals is increased. One man wants to build a house. It could take him 2 years. 200 men want to build a house. It might take them 2 weeks. When human beings collaborate, when they work together, they build awesome things quickly. They achieve all their goals simply by working together. Do you need to like your neighbor to work with him? No. Don't know him. Can you rely on him to go and do his job every day? Yes, you can. I can prove it to you. I don't care where you live. If you're a human being, you must get up and go to work every day. If you do not, what happens? You fail and die. You're not going to survive if you can't put food on your table. You cannot survive if you can't put a roof over your head. You're not going to make it living on the streets. As a homeless person, your life expectancy drops to nil. You ain't going nowhere, son, till you get your shit together. It doesn't matter if you're living in a grass shack in Somalia. You've got to get up and go to work every day or you're not going to survive. If you're living in New York City in America, if you don't get up and go to work every day, you're not going to survive. If you're living in Russia, if you don't get up and go to work every day, you're not going to survive. All humans get up and go to work every day. That's why it all works. That's why it all functions. We can and we do rely on one another every day. When you go to a restaurant, the waitress brings you a menu. The guy that made that menu, you're relying on him. You've got ketchup, mustard, salt and pepper, or sugar packets all on the table. All of that, other human beings did that. You didn't do that. You didn't mine the salt in that salt shaker. Another human being did it, but you can rely on him every day. When was the last time you went to a restaurant and they didn't have salt? Never happened, has it? We are all interdependent, all codependent on one another. That's what gives us our quality of life. Each other. Without you, I don't have any salt in my salt shaker. I don't have any power when I flip the light switch. I don't have drinking water when I turn the faucet. Without you, my life gets much more difficult. My life without you is not pleasant at all. If I'm living 50 miles from my nearest neighbor, I got to go cut firewood to have heat. I got to have the fire to have light because I don't have electricity. We're all codependent on one another. You just don't realize it. So these people that are on TV telling you to hate one another, they're not your friends. They are not helping you in the least. You need to tolerate your fellow human being. You don't have to agree with him. It's not required. You don't even have to like him. It's also not required. The only thing you need to do to succeed is tolerate him. Tolerate your fellow human being is not that much to ask. When you learn to tolerate other human beings, what happens? You get more people on your team. When you get more people on your team, you achieve your goals faster, and you don't have to work as hard to achieve them. If I want to move my couch, it's going to be a bit of work. But if I can get just one of my neighbors to grab the other end of that couch, boom, we just moved it. It took us seconds. Thank God that neighbor was there. Needed him. If I want to get you on my team, and I need you on my team, I need likes and subscribers and viewing hours. I need you on my team. I need to be able to tolerate you. And I need you to be able to tolerate me. The more people you get on your team, the less your workload, and the faster you achieve all your goals. Doesn't matter what your task is, doesn't matter what your goals are. The more human beings you get to help you, the better off you are. So tell me again why I gotta hate my neighbor. I get nothing for all my hate. There's no reward. If there was a prize for hating people, I'd hate people. There is no prize. I get nothing for it. It's actually the opposite when you take a look at the grand scheme of things. Hating your fellow man is society's wrecking ball. It destroys everything that we built together. So what do you think of those people on TV telling you got to hate your neighbor now? They're not on your side, are they? Those people are trying to control and manipulate you. They're trying to divvy you up into smaller subgroups and then get you to fight one another. It makes you easier to control. It makes it easier for them to manipulate you. I divvy you up into smaller groups and get you into conflict with one another. And then I say, hey, look at this shiny little object I got up here. Isn't this pretty? Wouldn't you like to give me all your money and get to see this every day? Sneaky, crafty, however you want to phrase it, they're not on your side. Those are the bad guys. If you're a Republican and I'm a Democrat, what do you need? In order for you to succeed, you need me to join your team. If you can get me to join your team, you don't have to work as hard and you achieve your goals faster. Let me think about that. So when your Republican boss, the exalted hot dog himself, tells you to hate Democrats, he's not on your side. Every time he's doing something that stops the Democrats from joining your team, that's not good for you. He's shooting your cause in the foot. You need, you want, you have to get those Democrats on your side. You must put aside your differences and work together. That's the best path to success for both Democrat and Republican. If you're a Democrat and Chuck Schumer or Nancy Pelosi are telling you to hate the other team, they're not on your side. They're not doing you any favors. They're shooting your cause in the foot. You need those other people. Don't hate them. Don't fear them. Hug them. Okay? Pull them in. Get them to join your team. Those of you that watch the show know that I wear both black or gray t-shirts of the V-neck variety. It's what I prefer. You might prefer a white t-shirt or a designer t-shirt with a logo printed on it, or a crew neck. Oh, wow. You and I have differences. We prefer different things. Even though we prefer different things, I think that we can get past our differences. They're not that great. So you wear a white shirt. I don't care how often you have to do your laundry. It's no skin off my nose. You like to feel choked with a crew neck? No skin off my nose. I just got to get past it. I got to tolerate it in order to get you on my team. And I got to get you to tolerate me to get you to join my team. We don't have to agree on what's the best shirt color or the best collar type. We don't need to agree. Matter of fact, we don't even have to like each other. I don't like these people with a crew neck. I don't trust them. They might want me to wear a crew neck, and I ain't doing it. I come hell or high water, I'm not doing it. Tolerate one another. Don't hate, tolerate. That's all you have to do. The people you see on TV today are using the media, and they're using your fears to control and manipulate you. The first way they do this is they tell you that you need to be in a subgroup. You need to be in the Christians versus the Muslims, the black against the white, the Republican against the Democrat. They want to put you in all these little subgroups to make you easier to scare, easier to control, and easier to manipulate. How can you stop that? Embrace your fellow man. Tolerate his differences from yours. When you stand side by side and work together, you cannot fail. If you let them continue to divvy you up into these subgroups, you're destined to fail because they're using your fears against you. They want conflict between you and other human beings. This is how they thrive. This is how they survive, by creating these conflicts. And as soon as you're not looking, look at this shiny object I got up here for sale. You need one of these. Allow me to make $1 million off of your back because I got you so scared of that other subgroup that you're willing to do anything I say. That other subgroup is not your enemy. The guy that's divvying you up into subgroups is your true enemy. He's the only one that's plotting against you. He's using your fears to control and manipulate you. Don't let him do it. Refuse to hate and learn to tolerate. That's all you got to do. If you can get past my V-neck gray or black t-shirts, and I can get past your crew neck white or brand name t-shirts, we can work together. And when we work together, we can't be beaten. We always succeed when we work together. Look up failure in a dictionary and you'll see one guy working alone. Look up success in a dictionary and you're going to see a group of guys all working together. Not really. I just made both of those up, but you get my drift, right? Your fellow human being is not your enemy. He's your best friend. You just haven't met him yet. He works at the power company. You work at the water company. If you knew him and you found out you'd had common ground, you'd probably be best friends. But if the power company is telling you, look out for these guys at the water company, they're not on your side. They're actually plotting against you. Electricity and water do not mix, do they? Are you going to believe that shit? Or are you going to believe me? The guy that's not getting paid to sit here and tell you, unify with your fellow human being. You cannot fail if you unify. It's impossible. When we all get on board and we are all pushing the same way, we're successful every time. Can't fail if you've got enough people on your team. If you are failing, you need more people. Plain and simple. Ukraine is losing the war to Russia. What does Ukraine need? More people. You want to see Ukraine succeed? Let the rest of the world give Ukraine 1 million drones a month for 6 consecutive months. If we all work together and we all give them 1 million drones a month for 6 consecutive months, what happens? They bomb Putin back into the damn Stone Age. He's going to have no electricity. He's going to have no water. His trains ain't going to move. They would dominate. Ukraine would dominate Russia if we could all get together and give them 1 million drones a month for 6 consecutive months. They could launch 30,000 drones a day against Russia. Russia would fall. I'm telling you. They wouldn't have a choice. That war would end fast. So what does Ukraine need? More people on their team. Plain and simple. I don't care what your task is. Your solution is get more people on your team. If you get enough people on your team, it becomes impossible to fail. The show is called Afternoon Chat. I'm your host, Ghost Mostly. YouTube tells me I need to ask you people to like and subscribe, so I do. But it's free. I'm not trying to sell you anything. No one's paying me to be here. I have no script. I have no agenda with this show. The guest stars of this show are the people that get in the chat. They determine what we talk about. They are in control. If I'm talking about something and you want to talk about something else, jump in the chat. I can pivot on a dime. You're in control. We need to follow the community guidelines established by YouTube, yes. But the direction of this show, I'm leaving it up to you guys. When no one gets in the chat, then we're stuck with wherever my mind happens to wander. Okay? My mind, I'm going to tell you the truth, what I know. I'm an old man. I've seen a lot. I learned a lot. And I'm willing to share it with you for free. No midstream ads, no sponsors. I'm not trying to tackle you or your wallet. I'm not running for political office. And I'm not coming out with a line of merch. I smoke, I drink, I make mistakes. That's your proof that I'm a human being. I am not AI. AI doesn't smoke. Everybody knows that. All right. I'm going to close out the poll. End poll. All right. Finally. That's twice. Since in 5 months, I've twice I've managed to start and end a poll in the same show. I've said it before. Me being on TV is kind of like a blind man that just bought a new house. I'm just kind of feeling my way through it, trying not to walk into any walls. I'll figure it out eventually. Be patient. We have time. The show runs Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll find this to be an inclusive channel. Everyone is welcome. You don't have to agree with me to be here. I like it when you do, but you don't have to. There's no upsell coming. There's no hustle. It's actually the other way around. I'm giving you the opportunity to spread your word, to share your thoughts, your opinions, your priorities. That's why the chat is active. If I want to just sit here and preach at people, I wouldn't have to activate the chat. I want the chat because I want you to have the platform the same as I do. I want you to be able to speak your mind. Do not, if you're in a foreign country, do not get yourself into trouble with your government. I have freedom of speech here. Not all other countries do. So mind yourself. Don't give up your private and personal information in the chat. You're going to find that I'm going to be very protective of the people in the chat. They are our guest stars. Sharon Kirk, star of today's show. She got in for 15 minutes while her husband was in the VA hospital getting his routine checkups. She was the star. She stole the show today. No one else wanted to talk. I'm not going to live stream dead air, so I filled in the balance, but yeah, my mustache is itching. Must mean I need to smoke a bowl of pot. I got it. It's here. It's on deck. I'm not recommending you do anything illegal. I'm in Michigan. Marijuana is as legal as it can be here. I'm not ever advocating for anyone to break any laws or any rules in their society. Just because you see me doing it, don't mean you should. Okay. It's just your proof that I'm not perfect. I'm just another guy sitting on his couch. Julia, all right. I'm glad you're listening today. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate all the people in the chat. I appreciate every like and subscribe I can get. I appreciate my viewers. But I'm never going to require you to do anything. It's always going to be your option. I want you to have options. Options give us quality of life. But I appreciate all of your participation, even when you're just listening. The only thing you can do wrong in this show is not have a good time. Everything else can be fixed. I did do a poll today, and it was successful. And the poll question was, should I be doing a daily poll? The result was a yes answer. So I'm going to continue trying to do a daily poll tomorrow. I will try. I'm just feeling my way through this, folks. Bear with me. I'm about to go for a walk. It is gorgeous outside. 59 degrees. I'm wearing shorts. My air conditioner's running. I'm going to shut off the air conditioner, open the front door, get some fresh air, and then I'm going for a walk. Get some sunshine on my skin. It's good for me. I believe in it anyways. You'll find this channel is inclusive. It's not an exclusive club. We're always going to invite people in, even when they disagree with us. Everyone is always going to be welcome. I honestly believe that the good guys outnumber the bad guys by a lot. I'm getting ready to do the same, Julie. I'm ready. And I've got my my other donut to eat for a snack tonight. I'm excited. This show is always going to be inclusive. We want other people to voice their opinions, but we're not ever going to require anyone to do anything. I'm telling you point blank, the good guys outnumber the bad guys by 10 to 1. That number has not changed. I know if you're watching TV, they're using your fears to scare you. Don't let them control you. Don't let them manipulate you. You got to believe. Open your front door, look around, and point out the bad guy. You can't. He's not there. They're trying to make you think he's there. He's not. In the 70s, college did a study, and I read it, and I believed it. They said in the history of America, no matter how many laws they came up with, 7% of the human population in America was what we could consider felony criminal. Not jaywalkers, not speeders, felony, armed robbery, rape, murder, aren't felony criminals. 7%. No matter how many laws Congress passed, they never could move that number. And no matter how militarized they got our police force, they could never move that number. It remains 7% to this day. I know they're lying to you. They're telling you crime's on the rise, crime's on the decline. They're putting other crimes in and taking other crimes out. They're playing with the numbers. They haven't moved it. It still stays at 7% of the population is felony criminal. What we can glean from that is that 93% of us are not felony criminal at all. 93%. That's unchanged throughout the history of America. 93% good guys. Are you sitting around plotting a crime or plotting to hurt other people? I'm not. You're not either. Why? Because we're normal people. Normal people don't do this kind of shit. If you watch the news, they're trying to scare you and divvy you up into these subgroups. Don't let them do it. If your fears are in control, you're going to be curled up in your corner, afraid to walk out your front door. There's no quality of life there. Don't fall into that trap. I'll tell you what's on every corner in America is an American. They're nice people. Give them a chance. With all that said, I want to thank Julia and Sharon for both being in the chat today. You guys stole the show. We'll be back on at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. I'm your host, Ghost Mosley. It is my true belief that if you're nice to everyone all of the time, all of that niceness, all of that kindness is going to come back to you tenfold. Be safe tonight. Find some joy in your life tonight. And I dare you, find someone to love. With all that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.